The Red Bull Incident. March 15, 2019, Los Angeles, California. Tyler "Caffeine Chaos" Morrison was 26 years old and well known in the speedrunning community. He announced on Twitter, "Dark Souls 24-hour marathon. No deaths or restarts." Someone donated $50 with the message, "Drink a Red Bull every time you die." The chat continued, "Do it, coward." Tyler relented. He died within the first hour. To the first hollow soldier in the game. 18 hours into the stream, his hands were shaking badly. Tyler opened can number 12 and drank it all in 10 seconds. At 3:47 a.m., Tyler dropped the controller, grabbed his chest, and slammed his face into the keyboard. For 40 minutes, onlookers watched Tyler motionless. Then someone noticed, "Guys, he's not breathing." Official cause, cardiac arrest due to caffeine overdose. Tyler had consumed 4,800 milliliters of caffeine in 21 hours. And tragedy to swatting. December 28, 2017, Wichita, Kansas. Two Call of Duty players fought online over a $150 bet. Casey Viner texted Tyler Barris, who is known for swatting, calling the police with fake emergencies. Barris reported a fake hostage situation. The address was that of Andrew Finch, 28, who had nothing to do with the fight. When Andrew opened the door, the officers yelled at him to put his hands up. He moved his hand, and an officer fired a shot. Andrew fell dead in front of his family. Barris got 20 years. Viner got 15 months, all for $150. The Minecraft Marathon Incident. July 19, 2015, Pampanga, Philippines. Daniel, 17, known as Mindmaster PH, decided to build a replica of Intramuros in Minecraft. He walked into an internet cafe on a Friday. Just a little longer turned into days. Sunday arrived. 72 hours. Daniel was pale, sweating, shaking. At 2 p.m., Daniel fell onto his keyboard. When they tried to wake him, they realized he was cold. Cause, cardiac arrest due to extreme exhaustion and blood clots. Players from all over the world completed its construction. Today, a plaque reads, "Built in memory of Mindmaster PH." Pokemon Go Electrocution. July 9, 2017, Iloilo City, Philippines. Pokemon Go had finally launched in the Philippines. The excitement was unreal. Crowded streets, everyone catching Pokemon. Marco Santos, 12, went out with 3 friends. The plan was simple. Visit all the Pokestops, catch everything. At 3 p.m., the app indicated a nearby appearance. "Man, that's a rare one," Marco shouted. The apparition seemed to be on the other side of a construction site. "Let's go up there. Maybe the signal will be better," Marco said, pointing to a metal structure. His friends hesitated. "Man, that looks dangerous." But Marco was already on his way, phone in hand. He jumped the fence and started climbing. "Marco, get down from here," a friend shouted. He reached a platform. "It's close." He took another step, lost his balance. Instinct. He reached out. What did he grab? A live electrical wire. An exposed overhead power line. A loud crack. Marco's body stiffened. Electricity surged through him. In less than 2 seconds, he fell, hit the ground, and never moved again. His friends began screaming. Emergency services were called. But electricity at that voltage is instantaneous. Marco was pronounced dead at the scene. His phone was found on the floor. Screen cracked. The app was still open. The Pokemon he was trying to capture? It had escaped. The Counter-Strike Incident. February 26, 2010, Chongqing, China. Internet cafes in China are different, folks. We're talking about huge places like warehouses with hundreds of PCs. 2 guys in their 20s were playing Counter-Strike 1.6. They were on the same team initially, but the typical argument started, "Why didn't you cover me? Dude, you used me as bait. You're bad at this game." The fight escalated quickly. Witnesses said it started with insults in voice chat, then they started yelling at each other in real life. "You cost the round." "No, you're the trash." One of the guys stood up, his chair creaking loudly. He shoved the other hard. The cafe staff rushed to intervene. "You guys need to calm down or get out of here," the manager said. They sat down, but you could feel the tension in the air. 5 minutes later, one of them stood up again and went straight to the other. The fight continued outside. On the sidewalk, the situation turned deadly. One of the men pulled out a knife. He stabbed his opponent multiple times. Chest, abdomen without hesitation. The man fell to the sidewalk, bleeding. By the time paramedics arrived, he had already lost a lot of blood. He was pronounced dead at the scene. During questioning, he admitted, "I lost my temper. He kept insulting me, telling me I was trash. I just lost my temper." Because of a game. One life gone, another life destroyed, life sentence. Families devastated on both sides. The Grand Theft Auto incident. August 3, 2008, Bangkok, Thailand. This case brought up that huge debate about video games cause violence. And honestly, it's complicated as hell. Paul Wat Chino was 18 years old. He was obsessed with Grand Theft Auto specifically, the gameplay loop of stealing cars, causing chaos, and escaping the police. One August night, he hailed a taxi. The driver, 54-year-old Jakrapong, took the ride. It was supposed to be routine, but when they arrived at their destination, Paul Wat didn't pay. He pulled out a knife and attacked. He stabbed the driver multiple times as he tried to defend himself. It was brutal, quick, and deadly. Paul Wat tried to drive away, probably imagining it would be like in the game. But this isn't San Andreas. Witnesses alerted the police. He was intercepted within minutes. During questioning, Paul Wat made a chilling confession. I wanted to know what it was like to steal a real car. I do it in the game all the time. I wanted to see if it was the same. He wasn't intoxicated, and he had no history of mental illness. He was just obsessed with gambling and morbidly curious. He received a life sentence without the possibility of parole. He was 18 years old, his whole life ahead of him. Authorities temporarily pulled Grand Theft Auto from store shelves, citing the murder as evidence of dangerous influence. The media. Video game turns teen into killer. The gaming community was divided. Some argued that Paul Wat clearly had issues. Millions play GTA and don't kill anyone. Jakrapong's family will never get him back. Paul Wat destroyed multiple lives because of a sick curiosity. The virtual reality incident. December 24, 2017, Moscow, Russia. VR is amazing, isn't it? Total immersion, you feel like you're inside the game. But this immersion comes with risks. A 44-year-old man in Moscow had just purchased a VR headset, probably an HTC Vive or Oculus Rift. He was excited to try it out. It was a winter night, and he was alone in his apartment. He put on his headset, turned on an action game, and started playing. When you're in VR, you completely lose track of your surroundings. That's the point. You are in the game. He was moving around the apartment, dodging, swaying, ducking, completely immersed. Neighbors later reported hearing the noise, but didn't think much of it. At some point, he tripped. Maybe on a cable, maybe on furniture. He staggered and crashed straight into a glass table. Full force, with no hands to break the fall because he was holding the VR controllers. The glass shattered. Sharp shards everywhere. He fell on it, cutting deep. Neck, head, torso. Arterial bleeding, massive trauma. And here comes the truly tragic part. He was alone. He couldn't call for help. His headset probably fell off on impact. Investigators estimate he bled for several hours. Neighbors heard the loud bang but didn't check on him. They only found him the next day when family members came to visit. The scene was described as horrific. Shattered glass, blood, and the VR headset a few feet away, still on, battery dead. VR companies have started adding more warnings. Clean your play area. Remove obstacles. Be aware of your surroundings. The World of Warcraft incident. February 1st, 2007, Guangzhou, China. World of Warcraft in China in 2007 was different. It was the height of WoW addiction burning crusade had just launched. A 26-year-old man walked into an internet cafe in Guangzhou. He sat down, entered his character, and began. Witnesses said he barely spoke. He only stopped for instant noodles or a quick trip to the bathroom. The first day passed. He was still there. Day 2, same thing. Eyes fixed on the screen. The cybercafe staff knew this type of player. But this guy was different. He barely blinked. His posture was deteriorating. Day 3 arrived. 70 hours. Other players started to notice. Dude, when was the last time you ate properly? Someone asked. He mumbled something and continued clicking. Around 7 p.m. on the third day, he suddenly slumped forward. His face was on the keyboard, unmoving. Players nearby thought it was exhaustion. Let him sleep. Minutes passed. Someone finally checked he was cold, not breathing, panic. Paramedics arrived, but he was already gone. Cause? Multiple organ failure caused by extreme exhaustion, severe dehydration, and blood clots from not moving. The game world was still loaded on the screen. Your character was frozen in time. His family later revealed that he had lost his job and had been using WoW as an escape from his depression. The game wasn't the problem. It was the lack of a support system. Your character probably still exists somewhere on some forgotten server, frozen in time. These stories are heavy as hell. Tyler wanted to be the best speedrunner. Andrew just wanted to watch TV in peace. Daniel wanted to build something beautiful. Marco wanted to catch Pokemon. The real lesson isn't games are bad. Screw that narrative. The lesson is know your limits. Listen to your body. If the chat is asking you to do something stupid, you can say no. No game, no stream, no content is worth your life. Because you only have one, and unlike games, you can't respawn. There's no continue screen. It's permanent death in real life. Stay safe out there, gamers. Get out of the house, but watch your step. Drink water, not 12 Red Bulls. And if you see someone clearly in danger, speak up. You could save a life. Rest in peace to everyone mentioned here. You were people, and you mattered.